today. Hot. Hotter.
So they use that commercial to take that tagline, which is a terrible tagline anyway, and make a whole action sequence out of it. Yeah. And Julian had me laughing about his explanation for this. He said, "You can't do that with a car in a house."
Oh, I know. Hot.
This man drove a car through a house, y'all.
Now, on one hand, you go, hey, you reach into that hallway, you're kind of done if you can even fit the car in there.
You can't make no turns.
You can't make no turns, but I don't know, man. I just saw him do it, so.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on it.
Of course. Yeah. Well, to me, what was funny about it is like, oh, we're doing a joke, a play off that commercial. It's like, you showed that commercial once. I'm supposed to remember that?
Yeah. But don't tell us how many times he's seen that commercial. Like he drove them stairs.
Yeah.
This man is, look how wide this car is. He turning corners like he's on a tricycle or something. This is crazy, y'all.
Yeah, they'd have to Austin Powers that shit.
Yeah. Or he'd be knocking out walls or something. Or he would not be on the second floor. That shit would fall through the ground.
And he would have driven right through the stairs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he would have, yes. He never would have made it to the second floor. And if he did, that shit would just go right through the floor. Double Toasted Live in Los Angeles is going to be Saturday, April 27th for a night of comedy games and that after party. So sadly, we lost Carl Weathers over the weekend. Died at 76. Died in his sleep though, so they say he died peacefully. But the world couldn't help but feel sad about losing one of the greats out there. This is a man who's played, he's played some, we're just not realizing just the legendary characters that he has played in some of these, and some of the movies that he actually just kind of helped just be the great movies that they are just because he was simply in them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you're supporting actors, you'd be surprised how much they make those movies what they are. And that was Carl Weathers, man. We're going to talk about a particular movie today, though, where he was saying, I am no longer going to be just somebody's supporting actor. I'm going to be the lead in this. And this is something that people have asked for a while. And you might know what movie we're talking about. We're talking about Action Jackson. Now, there's some confusion out there because a lot of people, they're still so obsessed on that white Action Jackson.
Action Jackson is my name. Both call on me.
I want to fly a strap-on helicopter.
No, you don't. little white boy.
Glad he finished that sentence. I want to try a strap-on. Whoa.
Did he say that?
Yeah, I want to try a strap-on helicopter.
I want to fly a strap-on.
Oh, you do, huh? Well, if you go to mommy's room, I think you'll find just what you're looking for. Yeah, he walks. Look at that.
It's funny, show him walking, but they pull back. It's like, oh, it's somebody with his hand.
Yeah, they don't want to get sued.
Yeah, exactly. I bought one of these. It didn't walk. This shit is defective.
I want to drive a scramble.
Oh, hell, shut up. I want to pull his pants down, see what's under there.
He looks like a young you.
I want to buy a nice coat for him to wear. Oh, shit. But as we mentioned, man, Carl Weathers, back to Black Action Jackson, Blackson Jackson. It's stupid. We were talking about how Carl Weathers was already an action supporting star or just a supporting star in any movie that he's in. He always raised the level of quality in those films. I don't care how great those films are on their own. And yes, maybe another actor could have come in and done it, but you would have not had the same performance as Carl Weathers. I mean, we can never see anybody else as Apollo Creed right now. And the character from Rocky. I would tell you in Rocky, his presence matched any lead that he was in a movie with, including the legendary Rocky character played by Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the death of Carl Weathers, it's sad on a level of like, oh, it's an actor who I liked, and it's sad for him to go. But I didn't really feel it until I saw a video with Stallone talking about it.
Oh yeah,
And he was all teared up and everything. I was like, God damn, man, you're getting to me. I ain't know this dude.
Oh yeah, people saying, I'm gonna go cry now. He's as memorable as Arnold and Predator, man. As I said, we have Carl Weathers gave us one of the greatest handshakes in cinema. Takes two to make that handshake. Wouldn't have happened without Carl Weathers.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, boy. I'm surprised it just didn't explode when
Didn't end the universe.
just damn sperm just came out the arms. Well, I love that my man's clothes are so tight. He had to kind of look at that stiff ass walk he had when he came over there. I mean, no disrespect to the man because he's, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but look at this.
I love that you look at that. You're like, look at this bukkake handshake.
Oh hell yeah. Man, man, listen, we talked about this the other day. That's two dicks wrapping around each other right there. All right. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
You son of a bitch.
Suck it.
But so as we were saying, these are movies where, he brought the level of those movies up, but he was a supporting character. Action Jackson was his chance to become an action lead.
The indefatigable Action Jackson.
You sure could teach Mr. T a thing or two.
Oh, some kids are like, who's Mr. T? Well, you can see he's definitely living up to that name, Action. And when this came out, it was funny because this was a hit. So why didn't this not happen for him to become an action lead? I can tell you why, that I read about it at least. I just went over to Wikipedia, looked up some stuff and a couple other pages. So they were saying that when the movie came out, the movie was a hit. The movie was $8 million to make at the time. I'm sure that's before inflation. And then it went on to make $20 million at the box office. But what happened was Lorimer, the distributor of the movie, the lot was sold to Sony. And then Sony, they said, well, we don't want this shit. So they took a lot of the library from Lorimer and sold it to Warner Brothers.
Okay. And
then Warner Brothers just forgot. They just forgot about it. Just say, nah, we're not interested. So that was Carl Weathers' big chance to become an action lead, and it just didn't happen because they were talking about doing sequels to this since it made money. And listen, a lot of people are not gonna, whatever. I don't care what people say about me because they're gonna say bringing race into this again, but it's just what people say.
Yeah.
They say that if Carl Weathers had made that kind of money as a white action white action lead. They would have not hesitated at all.
Sure.
No matter what studio had this to make a sequel to it.
Right.
So, again, race does play a thing in Hollywood. So
especially at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Especially at the time.
Because at that time, you could be the black lead in an action movie if you were the co-lead with another white actor.
Yeah, exactly.
And this bleeds into blaxploitation. I mean, that's totally undeniable.
Oh yeah, no, they're, big influence from that. But then again, things that were labeled blaxploitation were just action movies.
Right.
They just had black people in them, and Hollywood just said, well, black people scare white people, so we got to name it something else. So we can't call it just a movie. We have to make sure that everybody knows a number of black people in these movies. So blaxploitation was a big thing that they put on it. Blaxploitation is a very misleading label.
True.
Blaxploitation, usually sounds like you're making movies to exploit black people, but a lot of black people were labeled blaxploitation filmmakers because all they were doing is just making movies for the community. Yeah. So it's a crazy label to put on something. But anyway, with this movie right here, the plot of this film is you have Craig T. Nelson. Now, I forgot his name, but he's the villain in this movie. He's an industrialist, and he owns a lot of car manufacturing because the place is in New York where the story, where all the story takes place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this-
Okay, I was thinking it was Detroit, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, this is Detroit where this takes place, and he has a big hold on a lot of the businesses there. So much that once the unions start coming in and trying to tell him what to do, he's like, well, you know what? I don't like being told what to do, so I'm just gonna kill people. Then that's kind of what he does. He kills anybody that gets in his way. Had some members of his family killed. His first wife had some other people killed that worked with him, and he's like, hey, this is working, so I'm just gonna kill everybody else until Action Jackson comes in and starts trying to set it straight. By the way, he works at the police department, so he's been trying to get this guy ever since he put his son in jail for what was it?
It's something like with pedophilia.
Pedophilia. Yeah, ripped the dude's arm off.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's like, what's with Carl Weathers being in movies where someone's missing a hand or an arm?
Yeah, I know. But I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the success of the film, and no matter how crazy the plot is, why did Carl Weathers not become a big leading star? Well, for one, I mean, critics didn't like the movie, no matter how much the movie made. Like I said, you can make a lot of money, and if you get caught up in a lot of business red tape, which this movie did, sometimes the critical success can bring you down. This has 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. So chances,
13, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's low.
Yeah. So chances are, having this passed on to another studio and they looked at what the critics were saying, they're like, well, if we were hitting when it was hot, maybe, but nobody's talking about Action Jackson right now. Also, some of those critiques were harsh, man. Roger Ebert said that he just didn't think that Carl Weathers had he didn't have leading man qualities. Yeah, he lacked charisma to be a leading action man.
Wow.
Yeah, he went kind of rough on him, man. So throughout the years, because of this, a lot of people going back and forth. Is Action Jackson a good movie? Some people say yes, they used to watch this when they were kids. They loved the film. And some people say, well, you know what? I don't know what to tell you, man. You were just kind of stupid back then. It is not that good of a movie as you might have remembered. Watch it again. I'm telling you. So how do we feel about this film? This is what I was going to come in and do, because a lot of people have asked us to do this film, but some people have asked us to do it as a movie roast. And if you don't know what we do, we take bad movies and roast them. But some people say, man, this movie's not that bad. Why don't you do this as a retro review instead? That would be better. This movie would be better suited for that. So having watched the film now, how is it? How do we feel about it? I would tell you this much before, because I want to know what you guys feel about it. Mm-hmm. But I think you guys would probably agree with me when I say that I disagree strongly with the criticism that Roger Ebert gave Carl Weathers, saying that he was not leading man material.
He's so leading man material.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you this right now, man. I thought that the character of Action Jackson, let's not even say the character, Carl Weathers as Action Jackson, man. He had the charisma to pull it off.
Looks like your friend fainted again. What'd you do, threaten to white him out?
No. I just showed him a picture of your girlfriend.
Terrible line. But when delivered by Carl Weathers, hey, he pulls it off, man.
He sells it.
He does sell it. My man had the muscles, and he had the romantic charm to go with it.
I got your fix.
Rat poison.
Very romantic. He's like, yeah, what about it?
It's a thought that counts.
Happy Valentine's Day. He also had a sense of humor about himself. He's like, hey, listen, I can't go in and win everything like some people think they can in an action movie. Put me up against somebody that's a challenge. Make me lose sometimes. Make me look like I'm weaker than somebody else.
You're one big fella. How much do you weigh? 270 pounds. That's pretty big.
That tickles. And of course, he lives up to the name, Action Jackson. There you go. And that's what people came to see. Now, here's where I bring up the big question, big $1 million question right here. As for the rest of the movie, is it any good? Should we have done this as a roast, or is this good as a retro review? Well, we're starting out as a retro review. Somehow I think this is going to turn into a roast. This movie, I don't know. Now I want to see how you guys feel about this. I can't speak for everybody else in the room. I can't really in good consciousness say that this is a good movie, but I can also say in full confidence that this is a very entertaining movie.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, I can't say it's a good movie, but at the same time, there are several parts of it that I like. I question whether it's bad enough to what I think of as a roast movie, but there's plenty in it to roast. It's just such a product of its time. Those 80s action movies.
Yeah,
like anything I can look at now and go like, that's so silly. I can think that, yeah, but at that time, everybody in these action movies they were doing stuff actually more outrageous than this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go through this, man, because everything I picked out was just kind of roast worthy. Now I'm not hating on this movie, man. The thing is, I see why people love this movie, but I'm caught. Y'all got me.
I know.
You got me in some kind of weird limbo here, man. Like I'm having fun, but I gotta talk shit. All right?
I can't act like I didn't just see what I just saw.
This movie's crazy, all right? It's not exactly by standards, it's not a good movie, okay? But I still had a great time with it. But there's crazy shit in this movie. Like, yes, you sit up here and expect me to turn my head and act like that didn't happen. No, ignore that right there. Because there's a lot of crazy stuff in here, and depends on how you want to look at it, man. It is an action movie. It is a crazy action movie from the 80s, 1888, when all action movies were crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was a year after Predator.
You look at some things like the story here is not that great, and that's what I'm looking at. And that's all I'm looking at. Like, there's some action movies that came out that year, before, after, and it's like, those had solid stories and characters. This shit is all over the place. Mm-hmm. All right, it's like story.
Yeah, I couldn't name any of the characters.
They shot the plot with a goddamn flaming bullet.
Yeah,
right at the beginning.
You got a villain who is a rich, famous guy who is such a psychopath that he's just murdering people with impunity and don't give a just
don't
walking
care
around, and nobody's even trying to catch him except Action Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, Action Jackson's like, yo, see what this dude is doing? His son's a pedophile. Okay, whatever, man. And y'all demoting me? Leave that man alone, Action Jackson. Sit down. Paperwork for you. Desk job. Big old muscle bound man. You gave him a desk job. So, let me just start out why this is roastable, even though I respect this as a retro review too. But, just for an action movie, they live up to the action part. A lot of it just don't make sense. They just do action just for action's sake.
It's in the title.
It's in the title, man. And it's, the cool thing is that they jump right into it right at the beginning. They waste no time setting it up, man. They I liked it at the beginning. They give you just a few minutes to breathe, but they letting you know that shit's about to go down.
You hear that?
It's probably my date.
And what I like about this, they treat this like a horror movie because, first of all, they start out with the noise, and then they start out with these people about to around.
Right.
So anytime, when at the beginning of the movie where you hear noises and people about to start having sex.
Don't be in such a hurry to get home.
You can't possibly have a better suggestion.
Oh, so happens I do.
Oh, that dick ain't coming out at all.
What an opening she gave him. I know you can't think of anything better for us to do. Yeah. Wow. So many responses I could give you right now.
By the way, speaking of Lethal Weapon, that is the psychiatrist, I think, from Lethal Weapon.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah. No, that penis never had a chance to come out. I mean, the way they talking. This is the beginning of the movie, y'all. We heard noises upstairs. They did. Here's where we get to the part they don't make sense. So they made this big, grand entrance, and like you saw how small that office is, but they bust through the window and immediately start that teleporting shit. Oh, wait a minute! No, that's not it. Here they are.
Jesus Christ!
the hell those big ass dudes go, man?
Yeah, I was like, so I guess this is a ninja movie?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. Did they jump out the window again? You know, what the hell's going on here, man? Because like I said, the room ain't that big. They had to teleport or jump back out the window. But the movie said, nah, man, you look, that don't make no sense.
All three of them are under the desk there.
Right. Yeah. Why are they being stealthy now?
Yeah, it's like
broken through the window.
They're like, nah, man, what, teleporting, jumping out the window, back out, that don't make no sense. No, let us give you a reasonable explanation for what happened.
Jesus Christ.
So were they all under the desk?
Also, what kind of pistol is that can just demolish a desk?
I know. And by the way, none of those dudes got hit.
Right.
All three. Let me show y'all this
you
again.
know what? Maybe they tied a string on the legs and they were in a different room and just pulling it.
They didn't have time to go to that different room. Stop that. Look I want y'all to see
I'm
this
just
again.
explaining how none of them got hit by the bullets.
These three big ass dudes. All right, when he ain't looking, hide on the desk. I can see him on the desk too, laughing. You messed face. It's not meant to make sense.
No.
They don't.
It's for effect.
They don't care about making sense at all. What they want to do with this is that they just want to show some cool action, put some cool slow-mo in. They're just there to show you how badass the henchmen are, show you their specialties. Now I want you to notice something. Like the movies, you can see them setting up the stunts. Out of all the places that this man can back up and die, notice he backed up against his window.
Right.
Just so you can see his ass fall. And I have to tell you, man, like you said, you know, they want to give you your money's worth. Nobody just simply dies and goes out of a window.
Hey, man. No, man.
No, you fall on fire. You fall 20 stories down in flames.
Well, he was rocketing the earth like a meteor.
It was a great switch from a dummy to a real person.
It sure was.
Yeah.
That shit was stiff. And he hit that.
Looked like a kite or something.
Yeah, it looked like an action figure. Like some kid set his action figure on fire and threw it off the roof. But then he went to that glass. And
The fire is one thing, but not the glass.
Yeah.
That guy was definitely not paid enough for that.
No. Here's again where I can't really say in good consciousness that this is a good movie because and again, not saying it's not entertaining, but it's not a good, let's say not a good story here because the characters in here don't make any sense. So the movie has just weird reoccurring characters. And one of them is introduced early in the movie, like this creepy son of a bitch right here. I like the way even the cop is creeped out. He's like, no, don't look at him. Nope. No, don't let him get to you. Just keep looking ahead.
Now, see, I had the impression he was a male prostitute until it turns out he's just more of a thief.
Yeah. And a terrible thief, too. Supposed to be a mugger. Terrible at his job. Out of all the people on the street, because he's scoping everybody out. Out of all the people on the street that's passed by with money and their wallets out, he decided to, his target is Medea.
Right.
Yeah. And of course, got his ass beat.
There he goes.
Best to let it percolate a little.
It's almost like she set him up. You see, look at this. Cause she's smiling or he's smiling like, yeah, he gonna fall for this. I'm gonna beat his ass. Shit, she probably robbed him. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, right. She reminded me of my mama.
Yeah. When I ripped her off.
I used to go into her purse all the time.
When I robbed her.
She had good stuff in there, like mints and double mint gum.
The cops decide that it's, he already got his ass beat, but that's not a lesson enough for him. He needs a scared straight moment with Mr. Action Jackson himself.
Mellow out.
By the way, that's a joke with him fainting. That's a joke that they keep repeating, as you saw from earlier.
Looks like your friend fainted again.
It's like one of them fainting goats or something. and they keep repeating it. Like it gets funnier every time. Oh. And I can promise y'all, it don't. And the funny thing with this though, or not funny thing about it, is that they thought it was so hilarious that they just keep bringing the character back. So it's like, now it is like a comedy. Like no matter where Action Jackson goes around town, somehow that mug is still there. That mug keeps crossing paths with him.
And he definitely said your name.
Oh shit.
That's kind of funny. They don't make a big deal out of it. But I mean, this movie is listed as a comedy.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Like you look at the descriptions, comedy is one of them.
Okay. I mean, comedy in action.
Yeah. Action, thriller, comedy. But I don't like when anybody runs a joke into the ground. But it was funny that first time, just because those two cops were just telling him all about, man, Action Jackson, he's going to do this to you. He's going to do this. Or he did this with this one guy. So they just had him so scared that it was funny that when he finally saw him, that he passed out.
Well, it was just, it was stupid too, because they were telling him the most ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
Like, and his dumb ass was believing it.
Yeah, some say he didn't even have a mother. Mm-hmm. Others say his mother was molested by Bigfoot, and Jackson is their mutant offspring.
The dude's like, really?
Exactly.
Huh? Let me out the car. Bigfoot. I'm like, yo, stupid ass.
Exactly.
I don't mind the character coming back. I didn't find the fainting thing funny. I just thought like that's a joke to run into the ground.
Yeah.
That's not funny at all. And plus that character, is not, he's just there to be comedy relief. But for some reason, they love the character so much that by the end of the movie, they decide to make him a full-fledged sidekick out of nowhere.
Jackson, why'd you have to bring me along in the first place?
I'm thinking the same thing. Why? He was just running from you like a few scenes ago.
Then why didn't you bring your old friend?
He's dead.
Damn, man, why'd you have to tell me that?
But so that character, I don't think the character was that funny. I thought it was confusing that at the end of the movie, he's just all of a sudden the sidekick, but whatever. But now this is the weird one to me. So speaking of weird reoccurring characters, so I think I showed y'all a clip earlier. You might remember Big Man right here.
If I was to hit you again, you'd probably slam my little body right through that wall back there now, wouldn't you?
I was thinking about it, but it goes against all my Muslim beliefs.
So my man Action Jackson, he hears that. Okay, he ain't gonna attack. I use that to my advantage. She's high as hell. She's like, what the is this real? We'll get to her in a little bit. But he knocks my man out. Like the man is out cold. Even Action Jackson says he's gonna be out for a while.
I'm impressed. It takes a lot to get through all that here.
Not very much, just the end of that table there. He should be out for a while.
So he's out, they leave. That's the last that you hear of him until we get to near the end of the movie. And Action Jackson has been, it's the climax. He's been captured by the villains. He's about to be gruesomely tortured to death.
Tell me where it hurts.
Mr. Ed!
Where the big ass come from? Like, people, the last time we saw him, he was on the ground, knocked out. He was just just not even a real character. And now he's over here helping Action Jackson like they've been friends the whole movie. Making up his own jokes and everything, man. And I'm talking about, we never get an explanation. We don't know this man's name. We don't know why who his allegiance is for. He's a mystery. But he's in there kicking ass the whole time, like he's been here the whole time.
Fire has a big role in this movie.
Oh, Fire's another character in this movie, man.
Well, I would only say about the big guy because there was a scene with him earlier where it seemed like he worked for the villain, was just kind of like at some point like, I'm not really morally on the same side as this dude.
No, I got that.
Yeah.
But they still didn't explain it.
No,
it's
up to you.
Yeah,
they're not gonna spoon feed you all of it.
No, it don't. No, hell no. No, it's up to you to write this character out instead of him popping up out of nowhere like this, like you goddamn fat Batman or something. Cause I mean, listen, it's like one line would actually do that. Just one line saying, even when they're fighting, I never liked that guy anyway.
Yeah.
Like they never say that. See, if they had done that and he had gone his way, hey, good luck, action, take care of my girl, something like that. But they are fighting together like they buddies, and there's no explanation as to why this man is doing this at all. There's no dialogue to indicate anything.
You looking for me?
I got your back, action. Yeah, I thought that was just weird. That guy just popped out of there like that, man. It's really not that hard to give you a piece of dialogue or a scene or something to put something in context. That's all.
Yeah, they say that that he's working for the villain, but that's it.
But yeah, that's it. And Martin's right. There's a scene where he says something to him and he gives him a look like, but that's not enough to make a dude just. By the way, that's not enough to make a dude track Action Jackson down to the lair. And how'd your big ass sneak in there anyway? How'd you get your big ass up there without nobody even hearing you? You would have been huffing and puffing or something. It's like, again, a lot of stuff just doesn't make sense. It feels like something was either like they didn't write anything or something was cut out.
Got cut.
Yeah. And that could be the case that something did get cut out.
Yeah, because it is short. It's only an hour and a half.
Yep. No, it sure is. Some of this is like, again, we're talking about how the action is going, man, here. Oh, before we even do that, let me just, like with the action, we can accept being over the top, being crazy. And I'm not nitpicking. I'm not stickler for that or anything like that, for everything that makes sense. For action movie like this, go crazy. But some of this dialogue is horrible in this, man. Some of it don't even make sense. Here's Action Jackson talking to a coroner. And this coroner comes back with something. I'm just like, okay, what?
That's very consoling, Morty. You got a great bedside manner.
In this business, I need a bedside manner like I need another nose.
Did you just make that up? Like I need bedside manner like I need another nose. What the hell? I like the way he's like, yeah, man, all right. Okay, I'm just gonna say yeah.
Corner humor, got it.
Yeah.
You don't get out much, do you?
I do respect how they'll take some bad dialogue and make a whole action set piece out of it. Now they do some heavy foreshadowing in here with this commercial. And I was like, why are they so stuck on this commercial? And I'm not sure if this is a commercial. Is this a commercial from the villain? Is from one of his car manufacturing places. So he's inside and there's this commercial that comes on. The commercial's kind of crazy anyway.
Car of tomorrow. Hot. Hotter.
And Action is just fascinated by this commercial. Like he must love this commercial.
Yeah, it just made me go, because I think his name is Delaware or something. I was like, is he supposed to be John DeLorean?
Yeah, something like that. But this is funny because this is something that Julian brought up. So I was like, why they focus on this commercial this much? Why does Action Jackson love this commercial so much? So they use that commercial to take that tagline, which is a terrible tagline anyway, and make a whole action sequence out of it. Yeah. And Julian had me laughing about his explanation for this. He said, you can't do that with a car in a house. Oh, I know. Hot. This man drove a car through a house, y'all.
Now, on one hand, you go, hey, you reach into that hallway, you're kind of done if you can even fit the car in there.
You can't make no turns.
You can't make no turns, but I don't know, man. I just saw him do it, so
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on it.
of course. Well, to me, what was funny about it is like, oh, we're doing a joke, a play off that commercial. It's like, you showed that commercial once. I'm supposed to remember that?
Yeah. But don't tell us how many times he's seen that commercial. Like he drove up stairs.
Yeah.
This man is, look how wide this car is. He turning corners like, like he's on a tricycle or something. You know, this is crazy, y'all.
Yeah, they'd have to Austin Powers that shit.
Yeah. Or he'd be knocking out walls or something. Or he would not be on the second floor. That shit would fall through the ground.
And he would have driven right through the stairs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he would have, yes. He never would have made it to the second floor. And if he did, that shit would just go right through the floor. I mean, logic right now, man.
Hey, that's what made
Physics.
that car so hot.
I know.
Yeah, the second they showed that commercial, I was like, oh, there's the end right there.
Yeah.
I knew it.
That car's magic. Some of the dialogue here is just cringy. And it doesn't, it's one thing to be cringy. It's another thing to not make any sense. So my man Action goes to this pool hall. He's looking for this guy named Papa Doc. And the guys in there, they let him know that, hey man, yeah, Papa Doc is right up here. And they pull him in and show him a jar full of balls. And they like, testicles. And they're like, he's here. And he's like, where? His balls in a jar. Oh, now we're going to cut your balls off too. So this is as they are about to cut his balls off. Listen to the line that they're about to lead in with.
Then you're in for a big treat, bro. Because it's hot dog time. Yeah. You're gonna sing for us, my friend. But the question...
Hey, that's you.
Yeah. Okay, so
that's you right there.
Yeah. You about to cut his balls off. Where the hot dogs come in? You know, you're not cutting his dick off. You're cutting his balls off. Why did you say it's like, you know, here comes the Swedish meatballs or some shit? I mean, his dick is intact. You ain't cutting it. So what does hot dog have to do with anything?
Because that's all that's going to be left is his hot dog.
Yeah, man.
It's hot dog time, Corey.
Now you're nitpicking. You weren't before, but now you are.
You know I don't make no goddamn sense. Yeah, what he said. You know I don't make no sense.
You get the context of it.
Yeah, no, I don't. It don't make any sense. Just like this pun right here doesn't make any sense. Like I might have given them the hot dog joke if I thought that they were consistently making sense, but they're not. Like a big part of 80s action movies, thanks to your boy Arnold Schwarzenegger, are the puns.
Yeah.
Now, as much as we might groan at Arnold's puns, man, they make sense. When Arnold Schwarzenegger says, be cool, you might not like it, but it makes sense. When Action Jackson says it, he don't know what he's talking about.
Chill out.
You tell a man to chill out as you set him on fire.
Wait a second, that's not cold.
That don't make no goddamn sense, all right?
It doesn't, but I like that. The guy had looked down and he's holding a can of gas. He's like, oh.
You know why he's looking down? He's like, yeah, doesn't make no sense. I'm holding gas, Action.
He's holding it like he said, oh shit, I forgot I had this.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I was going to burn you with this. And this is ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, if he had said something like flame on or something like that, that would make sense. Chill out ain't got nothing to do with this. He looking at him with a flamethrower. This is the most confused action star I've ever seen. He couldn't think of anything else to say. Shit, chill, I don't know, fucking chill out, man.
Hey, that's awesome.
Chill out.
Yeah, see you in hell or something. Ah, Jesus.
Time for icy hot or something.
Yeah. God damn. Get your shit straight, man. Chill out. Even that guy's confused why he's on fire. What the f are you talking about?
What did he just say?
I'm confused. I was accepting a lot here, like what you were saying. Like my man was, I know we established that he's a track star. But I mean, come on, man. He can't run down no cab at full speed.
Hey, you! I'm talking to you! Come on, asshole!
I want him to run to a pole.
Dude, he's running on the street and he's driving on the sidewalk. That's so unnecessary.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Listen, but it's an action movie. Okay, he's super. As far as action stars go, sometimes they do superhuman things. I'm cool with that. Also, like, he actually caught the cab. You know, what to do with it, he didn't know. But he's
like a dog.
He's like a dog. Well, I'll catch it, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So he caught the cab and just was hanging on for dear life.
Now I got you.
Like, no, you don't. Now, he be flung out that shit like a baseball hitting a bat.
Well, William Shatner on the TV show T.J. Hooker used to do that every other episode.
Like I said, I am not questioning this. It's an action movie. I'm cool with that. That's what we're supposed to do. We go see movies for stunts like that.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining about that. They do something where I'm like, you know what? This is where I kind of draw the line, but I'll let it slide right here. Where they just start killing people and nobody says anything about it.
No.
We're talking about all these people that they're killing, and meanwhile we're killing innocent people in the middle of the street, blowing them up, and we don't hear the police talk about it. We don't hear action talk about it. They just like, well, that's just another day. They never mention those people again at all. And I had to rewind it because I was like, maybe those cars were empty. No, you saw some people sitting in that shit. I mean, look at your man right here. Look at this car over here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, chill out. Right? But those deaths are never brought up again. I let my man even punch the cab. And I was like, all right, punch the cab and then get thrown from the cab where every bone in his body would be broken. But hey, it's an action movie. Let it slide.
Did not think this through.
No. Oh. But I got to draw the line.
Oh.
When we get to
this is where you draw the line.
This is where I draw the line. Where this henchman has gone through all this trouble to kill this man, blowing up out the street, driving on the sidewalk at full speed. Went through all this trouble to kill this man, and then my man gets up in front of him and says, "Don't you shoot me. You hit me like a man."
Come on and get me! Don't shoot me! That's too easy! Be a man!
How dare you insult me? I'll show you. I am a man. And that's the thing. We said, don't shoot me, but the guy can shoot him right there and have his job done. Don't shoot me. You hit me like a man. And my man says, okay. And he leaps over the car. Not only that, but let old action's trickery get the best of him. I was like, you damn fool. I was like, now come on, man. Now, we hadn't gone through all that trouble before. I'd be like, all right, I see what you're doing. But man, this we just talked about this with James Bond.
Yeah.
You got that dude right there.
Yeah.
You idiot.
Yeah. We were still in the age where people could go like, you know what? Let's settle this like men. Yeah, put the gun down. Let's go for it. Where it happened all the time. It took a while for it to catch up and go like, that is completely stupid. Nobody does that.
No one does that. But I can understand it going mano a mano with fists. But driving a car to somebody, what the think he was gonna do? You stupid ass. He might as well just had a goddamn red cape. Total.
Well, I don't think you imagine someone's going to leap over the cab in as much as that is impossible.
That is impossible, but I can tell you this, that motherfucker would have jumped out the way, you stupid idiot.
And his goal was just to get away. Even if he had tried to hit him and missed, he could have just driven away.
Well, who was that?
The henchman.
Oh, but he let see, I don't know if that was Action's plan, but all that shit backfired on him.
Yeah.
He looked up with, you can't do that. No! Stupid ass. Yeah, I had to say, but that's just dumb.
No, I know. Watching it, you're like, I'm on your side here, so don't do stuff like that because you're making me look bad.
Yeah, I was like, man, I was with you. I gave you a lot of shit.
Go ahead. I thought he was going to dive in the car, and that would have made sense.
Yeah.
But the fact that he jumps over and lands on his feet.
Oh, not just he jumps over and turns a flip and it lands on his feet like he's robbing the boy Wonder or some shit.
Yeah, let me see here. Look at this. Hey, got you.
Made you look.
Sharon Stone. I didn't know she was in this.
Nah, I forgot too.
Sharon Stone plays the villain's wife, Patrice. She's so stupid that she's unknowingly snitching on her husband. Just let Action buy her a drink and she's just spilling everything.
Yeah, well, the way he was like, yeah, I don't know what your husband, he's into some shit. Oh, you just don't like him. But if you got to know him, he's really a sweet guy.
Yeah.
You're like, based on what?
And Action's like, yeah, well, tell me how sweet he is. And she told everything.
He's giving a party for that man we had lunch with.
Raymond Foss? Well, aren't he and your husband friends?
But you don't know him the way I do.
She's so in love and so stupid that, and he even like, damn, I can't believe this bitch told me everything. But she's so stupid and so in love that and just so dumb that when she gets home, she snitches herself out.
I just hope Sergeant Jackson will understand.
What the like, wait a minute.
He came by right after I overheard the conversation.
Oh, jeez.
And he's like, oh, well. She's like, I thought we were in love. What I like about this too, they try to show him so demented after he kills her.
More than life itself.
He's like, well, shit, I better get to town with the body still warm. Starts making out with a dead body. So, I actually like Craig T. Nelson in this, man.
Yeah, he's demented.
Yeah, no, he very much is.
But right after that, do you have the end of that clip? Because she's like, all right, you're dead. Give me back that.
Yeah, no, I sure did. Let me see.
You make that James Bond comparison. He was so much like Max Zorin to me in this.
Yeah, you know what? Because he's ruthless like that. You know, like that character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I actually like him in the movie.
He would have made a great Bond villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, old. Well, I'll pull up that clip in a little while. Mr. Incredible, as we were saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird watching him, do all this.
Well, especially all those years where he was coach.
Yeah, that's right. So was he coach before this movie? Or was it
It was after.
After, okay. They got another dumb character in here, man. This dude had me laughing hard.
I wonder if it's my favorite character.
I probably not, but it's a dude named Tony. Tony's this dude. I guess what was his character's role here? What did he play? I just know that there was some. I don't know if he's an ex-cop or an informant or whatever.
Oh no, they said what he was. I think he was I feel like he was an ex-cop or something.
Okay, so he's probably an ex-cop, but he knows a lot about the villain in this movie, and he knows so much that it's got him paranoid to where.
Oh no, they used to run track together.
Oh, okay. So, but he's paranoid about this villain for some reason, man, to the point where he thinks the walls are bugged. He's torn his place apart, trying to make sure that they're not listening in on him.
The walls are easy.
So he was a former cop. Then he used to run track together. So you see, he's like, they're listening. They're all in the walls. I can't say too much. But then, strange dude.
Land Shark. Candygram.
Strange dude out of nowhere shows up at his house saying, sign for a package. He's like, oh, that for me? Oh, shit, is that a real package? Stupid ass. Vanity. She's a terrible love interest, man. In this. She's a junkie. Also, she's just not that interesting. I don't think she's that great of an actress in this.
She's actually better than I thought she was going to be. Like, I thought she started out bad, but later she was fine.
I've seen worse, but I don't think she's that good.
But it's just interesting that she's a sexy junkie, and also she plays a sexy junkie.
Was she a junkie in real life?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, so she was that wasn't method acting.
Yeah, that's why she became born again.
Oh, okay. Well, she was doing what she knows.
Yeah.
Shit, she probably came in there high as hell. He got hired. Y'all mind if I shoot some smack real quick?
Yeah, no wonder her case was so nice. It was hers.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets me into the role. But yeah, she was in there to look, she was hot at the time. I mean, she is hot, but at the time she was also very popular. You know, she was associated with Prince and all this kind of stuff. And they have her in the movie because she was so popular at the time. Plus, they got in there just to show them titties real quick.
All those things.
My man is falling a bouncing ball. You see him? Just went up and down.
Like you wouldn't.
Oh, so hell no. They're nice too. I wish I didn't have to blur it out.
I thought we were going to use that cartoon face. You block it out. Sometimes two of your faces were going to appear pulled down a shirt.
Yeah, it was easy to digitize at this time. Believe me. Also, speaking of being born again, man, they got one of the more embarrassing scenes in the movies. This is where that scene we showed you earlier, where you're looking at this dude Papa Doc, and they got the hot dog line and everything. Vandy comes in and gets him out of trouble, but then it turns into this whole thing where he's like a born again crusader, and they start playing gospel music in the background.
He spent a year in Bellevue. Got this delusion he's some kind of holy messenger. He's a lot more oral than all.
He's an insane holy crusader, is what they're trying to tell. She's telling them that he has a mental illness, and he thinks that God has told him to go in and like fight crime. so he plays along with it, and you know, whenever they start doing this, you know how it goes. They start playing the organ music and everything.
I can feel it. Allow me to lay my healing hand upon you. Yes.
Oh, that
hurts. Craig T. Nelson, I like him in the movie, but you know, he is one of those over the top villains, man. You know, they make him very sadistic just to show how bad he is, to the point where he's hurting people that are trying to help him, like his trainer, man. Like not enough to just beat the shit out of his trainer. You know, his evil, crazy mind kicks into effect, and he can't help himself. I'm just playing. Sucker! Why'd you do that?
Enjoying it too.
I know.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. Huh? You taught me well. But as much as I did enjoy him, he's another one of those villains, man. His plan is terrible. Just shoot the guy.
Yeah.
You got him. No, I gotta, put on a whole show and
got to do it with flair.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody can just shoot the guy.
How you figure you're gonna kill Foss and get away with it?
Mr. Gamble here. We'll take care of that.
He's like, I am?
And he will be dressed exactly like you at the time. And you will be identified from your dental records. And the case will be neatly closed.
No, it won't. That's just ridiculous.
It's kind of even Jackson's looking around like, you guys on board with this? This is really convoluted.
Even the other guys are like, bullshit. Okay.
What's that, huh?
And Sharon Stone as the wife, these cops are terrible, man. There's a couple of things I failed to mention. So your boy, old package signing Tony right here.
It's COD.
Cops rule that as a suicide.
Yeah.
Well, he killed himself. Obviously, he didn't like what was in the package. Probably got this coat right here. So he turned around and shot himself.
As he was leaving, he put the gun to his own chest and shot.
And shot himself back into his apartment. Sharon Stone's character, man, they took the body and planted it in Action's house, and somehow the coroners were not able to find that the body was moved, and the blood that was on there was probably not hers. It was a bunch of stupid shit they do here, man. The cops are dumb. Cops are dumb as hell.
Well, we see that early on with them picking up the pickpocket because they're just lazy. Like they see that crime happening and they don't bother to jump in or do anything. They just drive around commenting on shit.
Boy, those cops are
Keystone cops.
Man, that precinct is just bad. They're doing shit they're not supposed to be doing, yet you would not be able to do in any other precinct. They go in there hitting on the hookers. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're being serious about it, but still, you're not supposed to be doing that. And by the way, the shit backfires on them anyway.
How much do you charge for a hand job?
I could try a foot job instead.
Oh.
It's free.
Ain't that Biff?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
God damn, Marty did this shit to me. Why I keep falling for this? What really got me when you talk about things that are just crazy here, man. That end party scene was insane. So it ends with this function for Craig T. Nelson's villain's house, man. It's I forgot what the function was for, but everybody shows up. And it's funny because, they have a plan in place to kill one person there, but can't nobody notice this up in a tree in a bright red shirt with all these Christmas lights surrounding him. I mean, it ain't like it's not like he's camouflaged. It's like he's not like he's dressed like a ninja. He's got a bright red shirt on, being lit up by the Christmas lights.
Sure. But you wouldn't think sniper.
I think get your ass out that tree. What the you doing up there? Or at least one guest being like, hey, what's that guy doing up there? Like the only one that sees him is Action Jackson, of course. And he does, I think Action Jackson actually causes him to accomplish his job.
No, his job is to kill that dude. He throws his aim off.
Oh,
so
okay.
But he hits him in the shoulder.
Oh, got you. Okay. But I will tell you from that point, there is murder and mayhem to be had. I mean, it's a cool ass party, actually. Yeah. No, that's the best part.
Oh shit! Did I do that?
Hey, come here. I ain't done with you yet.
Get out! Get the chopper. I'll meet you there.
Get your ass out the way. That guy wasn't even in the way. I love that though when people are running and they're pushing people. That ain't him.
That leg all the way up there like that.
So that dude that was doing the footwork, old boxers that Action used to know from back in the day. I agree with him. I love his lines in the movie. I think he has he's my favorite character too, I think. And this should be our new sub alert right here.
There's the hand that feeds you.
Yabby dabby doo.
And I love he's watching the Flintstones like Baby Boy used to watch Popeye.
Popeye, yeah, exactly. I thought that too. But he'd be yabby dabby doo. He was like, he must have just turned this show on.
Well, what was it? Tyrese. He's watching Flintstones like when Popeye was getting ready to fight Bluto and Tyrese like, yo, bitch ass ain't gonna do nothing, Popeye. My man's up here watching Dino and Flintstone and Fred Flintstone like, bite him, Dino, bite him.
Dare you to bite it. Go on. I dare you. I dare you.
Yeah, this is a crazy ass movie, man. At the end, we saw Craig T. Nelson doing his fighting. And so he has to use it at some point. And so that him and Action Jackson go at it, man. And it starts out with them holding guns at each other. But just like it was with him in the cab, they got to handle this like real man. You knew that was coming.
Jackson, don't do it.
And they doing all that fighting and punching and kicking. And it's like, why? It don't matter because at some point one of y'all gonna pick up guns or both of you. He getting his ass whooped. He's like, you knew that was gonna happen. He's like, shit, I'm gonna buy my gun. And with that guy gone, that's the end of the movie right there. Except for now, this one really got me. So what about the junkie chick? She's the love interest. They got to get together. But hey, man, she can't be no junkie and getting with our hero. So what are they gonna do about that?
Well, you always said you wouldn't team up with a junkie. How about an ex-junkie, huh?
You a stone cold heroin addict, and now you just all of a sudden just like, hey, I'm clean.
Yeah, and it gets better. Cold turkey. You like Thanksgiving?
Can I have any soup?
Yeah, she's a junkie. She's lying.
Yeah, she lying. She lying her ass off.
Yeah, her mouth tastes like cigarettes.
Her mouth tastes like heroin right now. Yeah, he's getting high right now. Just by touching her lips. I was like, really? Yeah, just like that. I decided to just stop doing heroin because I want your dick instead. Okay.
It's that easy.
Yeah. People, listen, like I said, this is the writing, I would say, is non-existent in some parts of this. It's worse than some of the, even in some of the, bad action movies that we've talked about before, or some that you might have thought of. I can see why, this has such like a low rating with the critics, but I can also see why this is such a big hit with people that love the movie. Like I said, it's
a mix.
Yeah, listen, I cannot sit up here and criticize this movie, or just sit up here and just talk about this movie being dumb or poorly written or bad, when we've had so many other action stars or leading, action leads make the same movie and people say, oh, that's a classic.
True.
I mentioned this movie earlier. Watching this movie right here reminds me of watching another film done by Schwarzenegger, which I think is a really fun movie too. But everywhere else, I can't really say it's a good movie, but I love watching it.
Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
Even has your man.
Is the same guy?
Yeah, this dude right here.
Yeah.
Even has your man from Commando in here. Look, this. Let me see here. He's like, remember me?
I flew in just for this.
Man, yeah, you can't even forget that hairline, that shag he got right there.
That was his signature.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the same dude. Yeah, and Bill Duke was in this. That's right. Let me see here. There's even a point where they're walking and you see the posters for Predator in the background.
Oh, how fun.
I miss that.
Yeah, let's see.
Pull that boy's arm off.
So, he had a spare.
Well, that was a good one. That's a good one right there. I like that. I like that pun. That made sense. I expect him to say, man, I made him chill out. What's with you and chilling out, man?
I don't know. I'm trying to make it a thing.
Sort of a little in-joke that's going on. There we are. You see Predator in the background.
Oh, yeah. That is Predator.
Yep. Yeah, poster for Predator back there. So, yeah, there you go, people. There's no hate on this, man. Not at all. I know people talked about how, nah, man, it's not a bad movie. Well,
don't push it.
Yeah, don't push it. Exactly.
It's very enjoyable.
Yeah,
I'll put that in there. Very enjoyable. I had a lot of fun.
I thought it was fun.
No, I did too. No, I would definitely.
And the fact that it's a comedy, it knows it's going.
Yeah.
That's just, that's what it's striving to be. On some level. So,
see, I wouldn't label this a full comedy though.
No, I wouldn't either. But I'm just telling you, if you look up the description of it, comedy is one of the words in there.
Really?
Yeah. It's
fun. If it came on, I'd probably keep it on and watch some of it. And I did have a lot of fun with it. Glad I got to see it.
Man, that cab scene is insane, but it's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, the movie's a lot of fun to watch. And the only thing is that, like I said, man, I wish that somehow, some kind of way, because I completely disagree 100% with the critics. Anybody that says that, let me see if I find the trailer for this. Anybody that says that Carl Weathers did not have the chops to be a leading man or a leading action star, he could do both, actually. No, he was very talented.
And you see him doing a lot of his own stunts. Yeah, I disagree with that 100%. I just somehow wish that this had been, and it was a success. It's so sad. It was, it'd be different if this didn't make money, but it did. It made a lot of money. Made its budget back and then some. It's just the circumstances that surrounded it when it was switching studios just kind of made it get lost in the shuffle and forgotten. Had things worked out differently, had Lorimer Studios still been with, had this property and had their plans continued to make a sequel, I think that would have gave him a big boost in his career. He would have went on to do probably more movies as an action lead. But hey, Anyway, we're doing this in honor of Carl Weathers. If nothing else, whatever you can say about that movie, you can say that he was great in it.